Setet anket, aket, canoe, 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 setet anket.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good everything. Hello, Ankh and my aunt, Ankh and my aunt. That was a uh, little melody just was jamming out to. That said, let me get the camera out, man. Let me record this because I might forget it and I might need to remember I was jamming out, how I got up and I was just jamming. Well, the sun is just like right at the front of the door. You feel me? The sun is right there. I need to take the hat off. Just let the sun shine down. Let the sun shine. Sunshine. Ankh and my aunt, we are the people of the sun. We are the people of the sun. The firstborn. The first of the civilization. The first of creation. Man, we got so much inside of us, so much laying dormant. They create these comic book superheroes, but every day we walk around in our regular outfits. We just walk around in our normal identities. And we just understood that the mythologies of the superheroes were really talking about the first people who wrestled the elements, who formed thoughts and brought thoughts into materials and manifested things out of nothing. That's how the myths got started, because or the mythologies, which is just the continuation of a thought. It's just like it's a formulated way of painting a story. Storytelling is basically a myth. It's just like, but it has some essence of like spirituality. It has principles that are good to abide by. That's why you hear Aesop's fables. We know of westernized like fables, like children's fables, children's bedtime fables. About the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, or the Three Little Pigs. All dealing with just principles of and instilling like certain messages through the story. The story is the vehicle through which the principle is revealed. I've just been reading a lot, man, lately. And I've been looking at a lot of things about the kemetic mystery, the kemetic school, the kemetic school of science, and the ancient civilizations that were here at the beginning of the dawn of man, and how that not just going back a couple hundred years, but going back like tens and thousands of years. There's anthropologists. There's one anthropologist, I think his name is this guy right here, Anthony Browder. He's an Egyptologist, and he's got as many degrees as any other anthropologist. Charles Darwin, any other European, figures that we studied in school, but he really goes deep into. And he it's not just him. It's a whole other list of I don't know what to call them. They would just be brothers and sisters in the family, but they had the ability and the resources to really lay out a course of Africana studies, like Afrocentric studies, based on early civilizations, the Nile Valley civilization, the Nubia and Kush. All these civilizations were started right in the fertile crescent of the Nile. They were all they were part of the story. The man that didn't have the he didn't have the inferiority. He had nothing to base his. He was just himself. He was basically an unmolested, untampered with, whatever he thought and he could think of. That's what he set his mind to do. And that's very important for me because man, just being myself, sometimes I get kind of like I get tested. I think life is testing me to see if I'm really about what I say I'm about. Like, really, now is the season. Like, if I had to say, if I could like compare this season of my life to anything else, it would be like being in the desert. It would be like I had been, or just being freed after slavery. It would be that period of reconstruction, of demolishing the old dogmatic, preconceived, presumed logic and hierarchy and sensibilities, destroying all those, and then beginning the process of reconstruction based on love for self, understanding self, applying knowledge to myself, and then having a blueprint and a vision that I can sustain throughout the rest of my life. Because that's usually what happened with people who couldn't fit into society is the way it was, because sometimes the way society is set up is that people get ahead by remaining neutral or ambivalent to indifferences, or they just don't want to rock the boat, or they just maybe they have responsibilities that keep them from really going after the unorthodox way of living. I say I'm on the path of a very unorthodox life because I've kind of denounced my religion. I've denounced my religion this weekend at the family function. Had brief conversation with people, but they were asking me, do I certain things about the practice and the belief of Christianity, and I was like, well, I didn't want to be confrontational, but I didn't want to just be like wishy-washy. I wanted to just be like, you know what? I kind of believe that Christianity was a tool of oppression, and it was a tool used by Europeans to dominate and enslave people. So I can't rock with that. Like, with the knowledge that I have now, just a little bit of knowledge, I'm not really able to, like, my conscience doesn't sit right with me to say that I believe in the Bible and everything in the Bible, and anything that's not in the Bible cannot be true. Then see, I just had to make up in my mind, like, okay, I really want to know the knowledge and science and not just the mythology, because there's some great stories in the Bible. I will never say that the Bible was not instrumental in my learning. Like, I learned a lot from the Bible. And so a lot of great teachers will tell you the Bible was because it is like the system, it is like a world religion. It has been proselytized to every corner of the world. Everywhere you go, there's gonna be a sect of Christianity. It could be a Protestant sect, it could be a Catholic sect, it could be a Methodist sect, but it's gonna be some form of Christianity. So, and even some of the, all the Abrahamic faiths, kind of all in the same vein. Like Muslims kind of fall in that same vein of patriarchy and the myth of Abraham, and he was the one that God chose, and through him the rest of the earth would be populated. But I don't think that Abraham was the first person that had the knowledge of God. I really don't think that. I really don't think that Abraham was the founder of the religions that we have today, the world religions. I don't think that. I think it was kind of like contrived to make the story more simple and dumb it down, so people don't have to really think about stuff. But in the process of dumbing it down, what they did was they they erased all the history of other civilizations. So the only prominent civilization that people are going to war over and killing over is the Abrahamic faiths. It's just people are being played on a religion. People's feelings are so caught up in a religion that they're willing to die over them instead of coming and learning how to see humanity in all people, regardless of religion, sex, creed, nationality. Religion is being used as a tool for hatred, and I think that's the main reason why I left organized religion, is because I can see that it is a tool used to divide people and use people against other people based on ignorance. When you don't have a true understanding of yourself and you just go along with what everybody else is doing, then you usually can tend to be a part of a religious fanatic sect. And it's usually a strong personality that has an ulterior motive at the top of that pyramid that uses everybody else for his bidding and pleasure, and he benefits from people needing to believe in a mythology. That one day the sky will crack open and there will be a heavenly world where we'll all go. That no matter what we done, we'll all get to go to heaven. It's like people don't even believe. Like, you can't believe that everybody's going to heaven. Even the people that say they're believers, they have some wicked ways, man. They have some really wicked ways. People that say they're believers, they're saved, born again, filled with the Holy Ghost, and evidence, and doing all the works. But man, they are some wicked people, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a drunk. And professing to be, somebody that had this deep spiritual knowledge, and was a very, holier than thou person. Boy, rehab knocked me. Oh, I want to give thanks and praise to whatever spirit or somebody out there that let me know that I was on the wrong path, man. I was on the wrong path to just trying to, escape the reality of, certain things. So I can't say which way I'm going. I can say I'm going down the path of understanding, and I do think that the way of the Shrine of Ma'at and the Netaru, as they say, Ankh and Ma'at, is a holistic way of life, and it's a spirituality rather than a set of 10 commandments, and it gives me liberty to see, like, every day I get up, okay, what can I do? What can I learn? Not just basing my life on some decision I made when I was 10 or 11, give my life over to the Lord Jesus Christ, and then not really have any real guidance, you know what I'm saying? Like, not really do anything besides, play the role, But I just decided I'd get up and record because, man, I really feel like somebody out there might be listening and might need to hear something that might give them the inspiration, because I need inspiration every day. Honey Bear is one of my main inspirations right now. She's a good listener. I mean, she listens to me talk all day and doesn't even say nothing. She don't complain. She might want to go outside a little bit too much, but hey, that's a fair exchange for what I have to say. She probably gets tired of me so much. She probably gets so tired of me. This little piece of a cigar was a Rocky Patel Decade. It was a Indonesian Sumatran wrapper. Flavor profile was like sweet tea with like ginger. It's very aromatic, so it smells like a herbal thing. Like you ever smell like the aromatherapy oils? It kind of has that same, like sage and lilac. I would say a little lavender, maybe a little lavender. A lot of cedar, very good cedar. Savory to the last bit. Savory. But yo, this is Senior Love Daddy. We'll holler at you when I holler at you. One love.